Dear students, in my previous video, I explained what happened in the village of Prashant. So eventually Prashant reached his village, Kalikuda. His heart went cold. Where their home once stood, there were only remnants of its roof. Some of their belongings were caught, mangled, and twisted in the branches of trees just visible above the dark waters. Young Prashant decided to go to the Red Cross shelter to look for his family. Explanation of this paragraph. When Prashant reached his village, Kalikuda, he became numb. He became shocked on seeing the remains of his house. Their belongings were scattered in the water, and some things hung on the branches of the trees just above the flood water. He decided to look for his family at the shelter set up by the Red Cross Society. Among the first people he saw in the crowd was his maternal grandmother. Weak with hunger, she rushed to him, her hands outstretched, her eyes beaming. It was a miracle. They had long given him up for dead. Here the word is eyes beaming. Eyes beaming means eyes were full of tears. At the Red Cross shelter, he saw his maternal grandmother. She appeared weak but was glad to see that Prashant was alive. She rushed to him with her arms open and her eyes full of tears. It was miracle for her, as the family had thought that Prashant would not have survived the storm. Quickly word spread and his extended family gathered around him and hugged him tight in relief. Prashant anxiously scanned the motley, battered group. His brother and sister, his uncle and aunts, they all seemed to be there. So, explanation of this paragraph. As Prasant's extended family came to know that he had come, they gathered around him and hugged him in relief. Prasant saw that everyone was worried and injured. He met his siblings, uncles, and aunts. By the next morning, as he took in the desperate situation in the shelter, he decided to get a grip over himself. He sensed a deathly grief setting upon the 2,500 strong crowd in the shelter. 86 lives were lost in the village. All the 96 houses had been washed away. It was their fourth day at the shelter. So far, they had survived on green coconuts, but there were too few to go around. Such a tumult of people. Tumult means uproar of a disorderly crowd force. The explanation of this paragraph. The next morning, Prasant realized that he had to get over his emotions and take charge of the situation. The huge crowd of around 2,500 people in the shelter was full of sadness as they had lost everything in the storm. 86 people had been killed by super cyclone. They had been at the shelter for the last 4 days. They had been eating raw coconuts, but now these were insufficient for the large number of people. Prasant, all of 19 years, decided to step in as a leader of his village. If no one else did, he organized a group of youths and elders to jointly pressurize the merchant once again to part with his rice. The time the delegation succeeded and returned triumphantly, wading through the receding waters with food for the entire shelter. No one cared that the rice was already rotting, branches from fallen trees were gathered to light a reluctant and slow fire on which to cook to the rice. For the first time in 4 days, the survivors at the cyclone shelter were able to fill their bellies. His next task was to organize a team of youth volunteers to clean the shelter of filth, urine, vomit, and floating carcasses, and to tend the wounds and fractures of the many who had been injured. In this paragraph, the author explains Prashant, who was very young at the age of 19, decided to lead the crowd of distraught villagers. He formed a group of villagers, including the elders and the youth. They planned to force the local merchant to give them the stock of grains and rice to feed the people. The group succeeded and swam through the floods to get food for the crowd. No one was bothered by the fact that the rice was getting rotten because they were starved and were ready to eat even the rotting rice. The branches of broken trees were used to kindle a fire. As they were wet, burning a fire was an tough task. It was a slow fire, but they managed to cook the rice on it. The survivors ate a meal after 4 days. The second task of the group was to clean the shelter. They removed garbage, cleaned waste, wastes materials, dead bodies, and tended the injured. On the fifth day, a military helicopter flew over the shelter, dropped some food parcels. It then did not return. The youth task force gathered empty utensils from the shelters. Then they deputed the children to lie in the sand left by the waters around the shelter with these utensils on their stomachs to communicate to the passing helicopters that they were hungry. The message got through, and after that, the helicopter made regular rounds of the shelter. Airdrops, food, and other basic needs. Through this passage, author explains on the fifth day after the super cyclone, a military helicopter flew over the shelter and dropped food parcels. It did not return later, but they needed food. So the youth in the crowd gathered empty utensils. The children were made to lie in the sand with the utensils on their stomachs to indicate to the passing helicopters that they needed food. The helicopters got the message and returned with food and other necessities for the crowd at the shelter. Prashant found that a large number of children had been orphaned. He brought them together and put up polythene sheet shelter for them. Women were mobilized to look after them while the men secured food and materials for the shelter. Al- Through this paragraph, we see a large number of children had been orphaned in a super cyclone. Prashant put them together under a polythene sheet. The women in shelter were deployed to look after the children, and the men arranged food for everyone. As the week passed, Prashant was quick to recognize that women and children were sinking deeper and deeper in their grief. He persuaded the women to start working in the food for work program started by an NGO, and for the children he organized sports events. He himself loved to play cricket, and so he organized cricket matches for children. Prashant engaged with other volunteers in helping the widows and children to pick up the broken pieces of their lives. The initial government plan was to set up institutions for orphans and widows. However, this step was successfully resisted as it was felt that in such institutions children would grow up without love and widows would suffer from stigma and loneliness. Prashant's group believed orphans should be resettled in their own community itself, possibly in new foster families made up of childless widows and children without adult care. Foster families. Foster families means a family that provides custody or guardianship for children whose parents are dead or unable to look after them. So, through this paragraph, we understand the sadness of the children and women in the shelter was growing with each passing day. Prashant requested to work in the NGO called Food for Work. In order to keep the children busy, he organized sports events for them. He took help of other volunteers to help the widows and orphans to return to normal lives. The government had proposed to set up separate institutions for widows and orphans, but this proposal was successfully rejected by Prashant. He felt that these separate institutions would neither help the orphaned children nor would they beneficial for the widows. These volunteers wanted to settle the orphaned children and widows in a foster families where they would get love and security. It is 6 months after the devastation of super cyclone. This time, Prashant's wounded spirit has healed simply because he had no time to bother about his own pain. His handsome, youthful face is what the widows and orphan children of his village seek out most in their darkest hour of grief. So, dear students, after 6 months of disaster, Prashant has come out of the grief of losing his mother because he was engaged in helping others, that he forgot his pain. All the widows and orphans looked up to him in their time of grief, and so he learned to come out of his sorrow and smile. So we can say that Prashant was a young boy of 19 years of age. He belonged to Kalikuda, a village in the coastal state of Odisha. He had lost his mother 7 years ago on 27 October 1999 when he was visiting a friend in Erasama. A super cyclone hit the area. There was a large scale devastation. The strong winds and rains continued for 2 days. They remained on the rooftop of the house and survived on the tender coconuts from the coconut trees. They had fallen on the roof. As the rain stopped, Prashant left for his home as he feared the worst for his family. He took a stick to help him find the road. At times, he had to swim through the flood waters. On the way, he met two friends and their uncle. The group moved together. They came across dead bodies of human beings and animals which floated with the current. As they crossed village, not even a single house could be seen. Prashant's house was shattered too. He saw the belongingness hanging on the branches of the trees. He wept as he felt that he had lost his beloved. He went to the Red Cross shelter in search of his family. There, Prashant met his maternal grandmother. She was glad to see him alive as they had not expected that he would have survived this storm. Prashant saw a crowd of 2,500 people at the shelter. Many had lost their families in the disaster. They were grief stricken as the catastrophe had snatched everything. For the last 2 days they had survived on coconuts, but they were running out of stock. Prashant took control of the situation. He formed a group with some elders and young people. They forced the merchant to give them a stock of rice, and they were successful. After 4 days, the crowd ate a meal. Then the group of volunteers cleaned the shelter and and tended to the injured people. Prashant engaged the widows to work in the NGO named Food for Work. This is the name of NGO Prashant started. And Food for Work. He engaged the children by arranging sports matches for them. The volunteers managed to set up foster families comprising of the widows, orphaned children, and lonely men who would form a family and support each other. Like this, Prashant overcame his grief and learned to smile even in the face of adversities. You can say during the bad times, the Prashant learned how to smile. How to smile. So In this way we can understand the message of authors. During our bad times we must learn many things, like how to overcome on those problems.